ratio first. So what is P&L ratio? So there are three ratios. So again, it is not exhaustive list, it's an inclusive list. Okay, so there can be many other ratios that you can add on, okay, other than these ratios. But these are the basic ratios which you can look for the companies. Okay, so the first ratio is the P&L ratio. And in P&L, what we are looking into the revenue and the PAT growth. Okay, the PAT means it's a profit after tax. So it's a after deducting all the expenditure against the income, including taxes, whatever is left, okay, is called as profit after tax. So we are comparing this growth, okay, of revenue and profit after tax for the last 5 years. And generally your PAT should grow at the rate of 15% is what it is being. So then we say that the company is a growing company. Its profit is growing every year to a 15%. Now, again, it depends on industry to industry or sector to sector. So what you can do, you can take an average of the sector growth, compare it with the company's growth. If the company's growth is higher than the average sector growth, you can say that this company is doing good in that particular sector. Okay, but generally overall, okay, overall, if you take into consideration the growth of the NSE universe or BSE universe companies, you can generally say 15% growth of a company is considered to be a good company to invest into in respect of growth of their revenue, in respect of the growth in their profit after taxability. Okay. The second ratio which we are going to look is the earnings per share growth. And that earnings per share growth, we are going to compare it with the profit after tax growth. So what is earning per share? Earnings per share is nothing but what? It means profit after tax, okay, divided by number of shares. Okay, so earnings per share is nothing but profit after tax divided by number of shares that the company is holding. That is called as earnings per share. Okay, so it's very simple. So the profit after tax and earnings per share is same, is one and same. The only difference in earning per share is that we are dividing it with the number of shares. So your growth of earning per share and profit after tax should be same, should be in same line. When it will change, when the company is doing any corporate action, at that particular point of time, your number of shares will change and hence your EPS will also change. Since your denominator is changing, your earnings per share growth will also change. So sometimes when the company does buyback of shares, okay, or sometimes the company announces the bonus issue. So at that point of time, there is a dilution of your EPS. So at that point of time, your EPS growth will be different than your profit after tax growth. Otherwise, it shall be in the same line. So when you compare your PAT growth and EPS growth, and it differs from each other, then you will be able to understand that there is certain dilution of shares that has happened in the company. Okay, so this is the second important ratio which you can look for. The third ratio is the gross profit margin. When you say gross profit margin, what does it mean? It means your sales minus the cost of goods sold is whatever is left is the gross profit, right? Yesterday we have seen in the P&L part. What is the gross profit? Gross profit is nothing but the revenue, the sale minus the cost of goods sold is whatever is left is nothing but the gross profit, right? That 20 lakh which we have seen yesterday or 20 crore which we have seen yesterday is nothing but the gross profit of the company. When we divide this gross profit, with the revenue, with the sale is called as a gross profit margin, So generally your gross profit margin should be 20%. Again, you can compare it with the sector and industry and then decide what should be the gross profit margin. Okay, so these are general P&L ratio.